Hi guys, welcome to Soul Connections. I'm your host, Jo Labbé, here with Star Nations Radio Network, streaming through Facebook Land on Be Live TV. And look where I am. I have popped in to Star Nations Academy. It's like I was beamed aboard. So I'm here broadcasting from Star Nations Academy, and I'm very excited to be able to do this here. And it's always such a great time to connect with you guys on Wednesday nights to do your soul work, your clearing, your help you along your spiritual journey. Because many of us as light workers, we take care of a lot of other people. But then we don't always find time for ourselves. And this is what Wednesday nights is about, is finding time for you to take care of you. And my team and we just hold space for that, and I help you guys clear whatever wants to clear. That's the noises that I make later. And then I pull some cards. And some of you who already know the drill, these are the cards we're going to use tonight, the Earth Magic cards by Stephen Farmer. They're a little gentler than the cards we had last month. So maybe we all need a little gentle approach to our healing, which is good because, sometimes we just need to ease on into what we need to work on and how we need to do that. And it would be really helpful if you could help spread the word by loving this broadcast and sending it out, sharing it, on your page or in any group that might be interested, or maybe just to a friend who's been having a little bit of a hard time. Maybe it's time for them to connect in with their inner self and get a little movement, get a little clarity and some perspective, because sometimes that helps us all to heal, right? So I'm excited about that. And I'm really looking forward to this weekend. I'll be teaching here at Star Nations Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And my team has got this crazy healing weekend planned, but I love it. I love going with the flow and seeing who shows up and how people show up too. And all I know for sure is we're doing a lot of work on our core wounds. Those wounds that, our inner child is protecting to keep us safe, but maybe don't help us move forward in our life as adults. So how cool is that? I'm so excited. And for those of you, who are, our Star Nations regulars, I will be on Ed Langen's show tomorrow at 4 Eastern Standard Time, Life Wisdom with Ed Langen. And we're going to talk about some cool spiritual stuff and about an upcoming workshop we're doing together, because how cool is it to manifest and clear and make room for even more abundance to flow and be able to attract what you want in your life in multiple dimensions? Yeah. So stay tuned and watch that tomorrow, because we've got a lot to share. We're both very excited about that. So I'm just keeping a look at the time. I'm going to give a couple more minutes for people to get here. So remember, if you want me to pull a card for you after the meditation, simply type in yes, please, and we'll pull them in the order that we get them here in the production studio, which might be a little different than your feed because we're collecting it from different sources. So that is how that goes. And then a big shout out to Neshi for being my co-pilot and, my all-around friend while I'm here. Because boy, these workshop weekends and, I'm flying by the seat of my pants a little bit this month as I'm going from place to place. And I know it's all for my highest best. And my team is teaching me some really cool lessons, but when you're in the middle, it's always good to have somebody in a good place to land. And Star Nations is a great place for me to be landing this week for sure. So it's about 5 after. So I think we'll get ourselves started. I see that a few people have already tapped in, have already requested cards. So nice to have you guys in the house. And again, remember, spread the word, because people can use this healing. We all have space to make some room for improvement. And I know I look forward to Wednesdays just as much as you guys, because I even clear my stuff while I'm helping clear yours. So let's take a couple of deep breaths. And I invite you to ground your energy, however that works best for you. And we're going to begin to really imagine our grounding cord, our hara line, our crystalline tube, to really go very far beneath our feet into the earth. And you want to imagine it going all the way past all the rocks and crystals, past ancient civilizations and dinosaur bones, to that molten lava center. And as you feel your energy grounding and opening, imagine your connection widening just a little bit. So not only are you grounded, but you have room for energy to be released down into the earth beneath you.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And we're going to begin by calling in the divine energy, however you perceive that, whether you connect to God or Goddess, Creator, oneness, consciousness,
Yeah.
all that is.
Yeah.
Invite the divine to be present with you and for you this evening.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we ask that a bubble of infinite love and infinite light surround and protect us as we're doing this healing work.
Yeah.
And I invite you to create another bubble around the space that you're in. If you'd like to feel more centered, more relaxed. And invite in your spiritual team, your guides, your mentors, your teachers, your angels, the star beings, your animal totems, all divine, of the highest, fullest, and brightest vibration available to you in this moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And we set the intention that the healing this evening and the messages are for the good of all and harm to none. And allow the divine energy to begin to connect to your crown chakra, allowing space for the doubt to dissolve, Any sense of loneliness or disconnect to be shed.
Good.
And as the energy begins to come in to the top of the head, to the third eye, making room for all of our spinning, worry, beliefs, ideas, patterns that might be taking up space in our brain to gently quiet. Calling our energy back to center, back to where we are right now with each breath that you take.
Good. Good.
And any energy that is caught in the past, worrying about what has occurred, if it could have been changed, or simply even using past energy for assumptions, allowing that to come back into this moment of being,
Good. Good.
releasing all the doing. And also calling all the energy that we've stretched into the future, worrying about what will be or what may be, our to-do lists.
Good. Good.
Again, focusing and bringing our attention right into this moment. Checking in with our breathing and our heartbeat, the connectedness to our physical body,
Good.
and opening up our perception so that we can see more clearly the guidance, the intuition, and even all the information that our senses give us as signals to help us along our journey.
Good. Good. Good.
And opening up our ears so that we can hear our spiritual team more clearly, their wisdom, their guidance. And so that our team understands our needs and our desires as well, giving more clarity to our intentions as we create our life.
Good.
And moving the energy down into the throat, making room for our authentic truth to be spoken fully and completely in all the ways we are able to express ourselves. Expanding our creativity, and opening our communication to be clear and concise from a heart-centered place,
Good.
making room for us to be in our integrity as we speak and express our truth.
Good. Good.
And releasing the tension in the back of the neck, the top of the shoulders, where we've held back our energy in fear, in worry, or in ways where we felt we couldn't speak. Just allowing that tension to release out of the neck muscles, off of our shoulders, and beginning to allow our burdens and responsibilities to gently slide off us just for a moment, long enough for us to connect to who we are, to remember and feel that presence.
Yeah.
And releasing all the ways that we criticize ourselves about what we should do or who we should be, rather than simply being ourselves in each and every moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And moving down into the heart chakra and connecting to our physical heart, our heart chakra, and even our high heart connected to our higher self. Releasing any sadness or disappointment, any tendrils of grief that may be running through there. Breathing love and compassion into those spaces. And even releasing any old hurt or disappointment that has been heavy to carry.
Yeah.
And connecting with our inner child in the upper right chamber of the heart. Noticing, how are they doing? Are they playing? Are they filled with color? Are they carrying some of our old wounds, our old sadness? And just allowing the relationship with our child to heal, sending love and compassion, expanding the joy and the magic.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And gently connecting with our inner adult in the lower right chamber of the heart. And releasing the adult from all of the doing. Reminding the adult of the being that we are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Allowing some of the stress and anxiety and overwhelm to dissolve.
Yeah. Yeah.
Calming all the busyness that the adult has been doing lately?
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it.
And connecting to the inner warrior in the lower left chamber of the heart, that advocate and warrior who helps protect us, takes action in our lives.
Got it. Got it. Got it.
But giving the warrior a moment of peace and tranquility, room to breathe and stretch so that they can release the hypervigilance that has kept us safe for so long.
Got it. Got it. Got it.
And connecting to the inner wise one, our sage elder in the upper left chamber of the heart, that part of us that we've carried in each and every lifetime that holds the wisdom of all these lifetimes for us simply to remember.
Got it. Got it.
And the wisdom of all humanity
Got it.
that we can connect to.
Got it. Got it. Good.
And making a little extra room in the lungs for the breath to be fuller, to use the entire lung to breathe in the beauty of this life,
Got it.
and to blow out all that no longer serves us.
Got it. Got it.
And moving down to the third chakra in the solar plexus beneath the rib cage,
Got it. Got it.
and beginning to release the layers of fear that we hold here. And the fear may look like anger or frustration.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it.
It may look like resentment or judgment.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it.
Maybe anxiety or stress or overwhelm.
Got it.
And any heaviness that we may be carrying that squeezes our sense of self,
Got it. Got it. Yeah.
any depression energy we may be carrying,
Got it. Yeah.
anything that is squeezing our self-esteem or our self-worth, our self-confidence.
Got it. Got it. Got it. yeah, yeah,
And calling back all of our personal power that we've given away to others, whether it's other people or other situations,
yeah,
or in an attempt to be helpful, we've given away some of our spark.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And giving ourselves space to allow that full energy to return.
yeah, 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 yeah,
And breathing in the fullness of your being. Your perfection.
yeah, 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 yeah,
All right, and moving down to our second chakra, right below the belly button.
yeah, yeah,
Making room for our energy flow to be abundant and full.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Making room for all of our emotions to flow fully and completely.
yeah, yeah,
Knowing that our emotions are radar for our boundaries of who we are and what we need.
yeah, 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 yeah,
All of our emotions help us communicate
yeah,
what we need, what we desire, to understand for ourselves, but to also share with others.
yeah, yeah,
Bringing the harmony and flow back to our relationships with people and things
yeah,
so that there's an even energy exchange.
yeah,
That you feel supported in your relationships. And you're able to offer support to those who need it.
yeah,
Allowing the energy to flow through your hips, down your legs, into the root chakra, and clearing any additional energy connected to your tribal family, your safety, your security, your finances,
yeah,
and any additional fear that may be lingering within your being.
yeah, 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 yeah,
And now allowing all the released energy to flow down your legs, down your feet into the earth, down the crystalline tube, your grounding cords, your deep connection, and letting all of that old energy go deep within the earth to compost, making space for us to call in brand new creation energy.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And even allowing the energy to go even deeper down into the ground.
Yeah.
Think miles and miles beneath your feet to that central core.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And now gently inviting Grandmother Earth and the Divine Feminine to fill us with all of the energy from the molten lava core, that golden honey energy of nurturing, loving creation, to fill in all the places where we released energy that was stuck within us,
Yeah. Yeah.
allowing it to come up through our legs and our feet, into our knees, into our thighs and our hamstrings,
Yeah. Yeah.
the root chakra and our hips,
Yeah.
our entire pelvic floor,
Yeah. Yeah.
into the second chakra and our organs, our spinal column,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
into the third chakra, beneath the rib cage,
Yeah. Yeah.
all through the rib cage, through your lungs and your heart,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
and allowing the heart to fill fully, and even making space for your heart to stretch just slightly, to hold even more love, even more compassion,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
and allowing that energy to gently pour down your shoulders and your arms into your hands,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
and then allowing the energy to begin to move up your neck, your shoulders, to the base of your skull and your head, through your throat, third eye, to the crown, and beyond,
Yeah.
stretching all the way to the divine.
Yeah. Yeah.
And gently allowing the energy to move down and around us in our personal bubble to repair all the layers of our aura.
God. God.
The physical layer, the emotional layer,
God. 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 God.
the mental layer, the spiritual layer, into harmony and past lives and karmic debt,
Yeah.
all the way out to oneness and consciousness.
God. God.
And taking a moment to send healing energy down to Grandmother Earth to restore and repair
Yeah.
in gratitude for all that she does for us.
God. 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 God.
And then to our spiritual team for being present to help us with our healing work and our journey.
God. God. God.
And you can begin to dissolve your meditation. You can stretch or yawn,
God.
rub your feet on the floor, rub your hands together, whatever you need.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to do card readings next. This is the deck that we have this evening, Earth Magic. These are the Oracle cards by Stephen Farmer. And you guys know the drill. Make sure that you type in yes, please, and I will pull cards in the order they were asked. And it may look different to us than to you, because in the production studio, we get them from all different places, all different sources. So sometimes we have some extra input here. All right, so the first card is for Bobby. Oh, this one's sweet for you, sweetie. So yours is, I got to get used to this camera, sorry. Love and compassion. How cool is that? So what I'm hearing for you, my dear, is that, I think I had this conversation earlier, you need to be gentle with yourself. The thing that happens is, our heart is so wide open for other people that sometimes we are not so wide open for ourselves. Our inner critic can get a little noisy. And it's not always saying the nicest things to us. But what we'd like to do, what my team would like to invite you to do, is to really call in all the love and compassion that you share with others and give yourself a few moments to fill yourself with that. Fill yourself with that gentle, loving energy, because when you are filled up with love, you have even more capacity to share your special gift with others. But sometimes we let ourselves get a little depleted because we care so much about everyone else, but we need to care just as much about ourselves. So make sure you're filling yourself as well. All right, Andrew. Interesting for you, sir. Your card is the wolf instinct. All right. I'm hearing it. So, there's our intuition, and that comes in mostly in our third eye. We might get some gut responses, but our instinct is when we just allow our energy to go naturally in its survival mode, in a way. So there are some things that we don't do anymore because our logical brain talks us out of it. Right? And so there's some very base primal things that you are very certain about. And you've let a number of women talk you out of that. So how about you listen to Andrew and Andrew's guides? A lot of people may be trying to help, because often it's done in kindness and people are just trying to give you their 2 cents. But then you've got all this change jingling around in your head and you're missing your truth, your intuitive sense. And I'm really also seeing that you really ought to connect to wolf like yourself, like as an animal totem, like it's a very strong energy for you. So tap into that. And I'd invite you to Google animal totem, the wolf, and just see all the aspects that are coming up for that too, because they all pertain to you. I could spend a half an hour on just the wolf. So that's your homework, sir. All right, Julie. This card's been coming up a lot. Fog. Veiled. So, again, it's there's a little bit of energy around. There's a lot sort of misty, clogged energy in your brain. It's making hard for you to see clearly. And when it's foggy out, what do we need to do? We need to drive slow. We need to be really hyper aware around us because we can't see as well, right? We have to use our other senses to help out. When this card comes up, it also means that you're being left in the fog around something. So if you have something going on for you where you feel a little out of the loop, or like maybe you don't have all the information, it's because it's not all being shared with you. That doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that there's something that will, as the fog lifts, as the fog clears, it'll be like, oh, that's what was underneath the surface. But we can huff and puff, but we're not going to blow the fog away, right? So just being in that place of it's okay not to know. Ooh, that's a big one for you. You don't always need to know the answer. Sometimes it's okay not to know, and know that the truth will materialize as soon as you need it, as soon as the fog has dissipated. All right. Martina. All right, Martina, yours is Stone People. This is the Vigilance card, right? So the Stone People, when I see this, the mountains and the stones, they're solid. They're very grounded, and they also don't move. So they stand watch over us. So what I'm hearing around this is that there's something that you need to be aware of. Interesting. So in this place of vigilance, I'm also hearing, not hypervigilance. There's a difference. So being mindful, being aware of your surroundings, aware of what the whole picture is. We get caught in our old thoughts and assumptions and judgments, and we jump to conclusions. So when you're being vigilant, you're really watching for all the signs. You're watching for all the indicators, and you're standing still and not making rash decisions. You're standing there and allowing the erosion. You're allowing the presence, and you are looking more. The way they're showing it to me is you want to be looking in every direction. Be careful not to get laser focused on one thing, because you need all 360 degrees to be fully aware of all the nuances of what's going on right now. All right. Rob. Love to see that. All right. This is nice. This is the river card. Some movement is coming. Woohoo! Having a little party dance over here for you. So, yay. What this is showing is that this week you finally getting a little movement going, sir. Which means go with the flow. Don't try to paddle upstream. Like, really just think about, being on a raft and just lazily going with how everything is moving. Because when we do that energetically, we let life unfold the way it's going to unfold. We allow our intuition to just be our guide, and we don't resist change. So I'm going to say that one again. We don't resist change, because when we go into resistance of like, oh no, something new's happening, I don't know if it's good or bad, then we're automatically backpedaling, right? So instead, think of being grateful for a brand new thing showing up. Be grateful for, that's different. I haven't had that before, rather than going into a fear place. So breathe into the water element, allow the movement to take you where it would like to go. That's being in the divine flow. And you'll notice that the abundance starts to rush in as you do that. Yay! All right, Margaret. Summer solstice for you, my dear. This is the Radiance card. And the summer solstice, this is the bright time. This what it's calling in is, that radiant sunlight. The summer solstice is the longest, brightest day. So the energy for you is filled with light right now. It's joy radiating out from every direction. It's like magical sunny days, like a week of magical sunny days. And you know how wonderful that is. Not just that they're sunny, but it's like the perfect temperature for you. It's not humid, it's not uncomfortable. It's just that beautiful joy energy radiating out. And so when we see that card as well, it's inviting us to radiate out that joy to others, because other people are not all in sunshine right now, right? There's a lot of people who are as we're heading into, winter energy, it's getting darker and darker, not only outside, but for many people on the inside. So make sure to take time to shine your radiant light for many others to see, because there's a number of people who need it right around you. All right. Jackie. Nice. Yours is the Childhood Innocence card. That inner child was pretty active tonight when we were doing the meditation. So what I'm hearing for you is that your inner child would really like some breathing room to be able to express themselves. And sometimes people think of innocence as, being naive. And really, innocence is when you're filled with wonder and excitement and everything feels brand new. So when you can look at something as if it was the first time you're seeing it, and you can see all of the beauty in the creation, that's the innocence that wants to come out. Your inner child would like some space for that, and maybe take some time to play with your inner child in maybe a different way. Maybe it's you need bubbles or crayons or sidewalk chalk. That just popped in. We're going to have rain here, so that wouldn't be the best thing here. But, just those things that your child loved to play with and maybe didn't get to do as much. But in that place, just releasing all the adult judgment. That's the big one. No judgy, inner criticky adults. Keep them out of the building. Let the child explore and have joy in the exploration. All right, Carol. Here you go. This is the DNA karma. Kundalini snakes. So the what this is saying, this card can have a couple of different meanings, but what I'm hearing for you is that right now you are working on some karma. And people freak out when they hear that sometimes, because they think, oh no, I'm working on, bad energy. It's like, no, karma is about balance. It's about harmony. It's about, there's as much light as there is dark, and it's yin yang. So we don't freak out when somebody says, yin yang. You need to be in yin yang energy. So this is saying, and the karma is reprogramming at the cellular level. So spiritual DNA is awakening in a lot of people as we're moving into a higher, fuller frequency. And so the DNA, some people would say it reprograms. My team calls it activates. And as that new DNA is activating, there isn't room to hold on to those old constraints that karma creates. It's kind of like having old belief patterns that just really don't work anymore. Time for them to go. So notice if you have any hiccups this week. Take a deep breath into whether this could be an ancient pattern of yours. And if it is, breathe into ways to do it differently, because you've got plenty of juice to change your karma. All right, Violet. This is coming up this weekend. Full moon, completion. So Sunday is the full moon, literally. And the full moon is when the cycle is finished. You go from the new moon to the full moon and then kind of back to the new moon. And in a place of completion with the full moon energy, for some people it can be all about the endings, and some people it can be all about the beginnings. Which way are you looking? Are you looking back at completing or forward at beginning? For me, the full moon is the most powerful time for me in a month, because it's like I've called back all of that moon. This is really divine feminine a lot when we have the moon cycles. So when the moon is full, I am full. And so in that place, I am also able to really handle a lot of tasks and wipe a lot of things off my board, because I've got a lot of juice and a lot of stamina. That's how my team is saying it. You have a lot of stamina to start completing things and getting them off your plate. So, I highly encourage between now and Sunday, seeing what is ready to end so that you can make room for something new to begin. Fun. All right, Dinah. Nice. All right, so your card is lake. Now, a lake is different than a river. A lake is all about the stillness. And so in the lake energy, it's time for you to get quiet, to tap into your emotions, to see what's going on in there. And in the stillness, we can see our reflection in the water. We can sense who we are by looking through. And it's funny, I'm hearing looking through the looking glass. So there's some sort of Alice in Wonderland kind of energy that's present too. So it's about taking this week to really allow yourself some space to be quiet and to really look at that emotional piece. And in that quiet place, you're going to really see so much of you revealed. It's almost like the water in the lake will be hazy, and all of a sudden you'll start to see your own reflection clearer and clearer and clearer. Does that make it till it's like a mirror? Woohoo! I'm looking forward to that. All right, Genevieve. What is with the equinox? All right, I'm going to do yours first, Genevieve. Okay. So yours is the autumnal equinox, right where we are, right? But this card, the autumn is all about, you hear this over and over and over again on, I can see it in Facebook land every day, 10 times a day. Autumn trees are reminding us of how to let go, right? And so this is a time of really releasing, and what we're willing to let go of then turns into beautiful compost for the future. We need that compost for the beautiful spring flowers to bloom. We need that compost to strengthen the roots of the trees, right? And to provide safe space for our little forest creatures too. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing like little mice using it as blankets and stuff, the tree as blankets. So focus on what can you let go of? What have you held on to too long? And we've all held on to things too long. It becomes part of our identity, who we are and who we think we are, or who we think we should be, or somebody else told us we should be. How about you find a way to be Genevieve and release anything that isn't Genevieve? How's that? Small order, right? Just start and see how it works for you, because that will be great. All right, and your daughter Abigail. Oh, neat. The Green Man. And the Green Man is all about synergy. And whenever I see the synergy in this deck, it's always look for synchronicities happening around you. There's no such thing as coincidences. So when things seem to happen like magic, that's the divine at work. Look for those things, look for those signals, and then you will know that the divine is behind that. And the Green Man is very similar to Mother Nature in energy. So it has that connection, that deep earthly connection. But this is really about, for you, being aware of all of those coincidences and knowing that they're not, that they're your spiritual team. So when you see them, when you notice them, say thank you and watch how fast and how quickly even more of them will come together. Nice. All right, Jocelyn. Oh boy. I just reacted in I can't even tell you how many times I've drawn this card for myself and been like, So you have the tsunami card. And the tsunami is, sweetheart, a wake-up call. So the tsunami is this huge force of change that's coming in. And when we don't pay attention, when we aren't looking for it, when we aren't trying to ride the wave, it washes over us, tumbles us. We get caught in this emotional upheaval, and we end up sort of drenched and wondering what the heck happened, right? That's the wake-up call. But you're getting notification right now that it's coming. So what do when you know a tsunami is coming? You get to higher ground, which means you need to have a higher perspective. You need to be in a space where you're looking at this from a higher moral place, fuller integrity than maybe the wave it's riding in on, and get yourself a big surfboard. Because you can ride the emotional wave out when you know that it could have bowled you over. And instead, you knew it was coming and you were like, oh, this is here. This is I'm going to have to ride this out. But when we become a victim, it tumbles over us and we're laying there dazed, wondering what happened. But I want you to be victorious. You have an opportunity to be victorious. So use this little nudge from the universe to pay attention, because there's a big wave of brewing. All right, Teresa. Hello, pretty lady. All right, yours is wind. And this is an activation card. So the wind energy, the air energy is in our heart and in our lungs. It's in our fourth chakra. When this is coming in, it's that energy of you need to activate your heart fully. And this is an odd phrase, but I think you'll understand. It's meant for you, I guess. You need to blow smoke up somebody's skirt. So that generally means that somebody's not being entirely truthful, and you need to let the fire take that person over that they've created. It has a lot to do with lying. It's an interesting thing. So I hope you know what this means, because you need to be open in your heart, and you need to be ready to call them on their untruth. Does that make sense? So you want to be able to step in and I keep seeing Ed Langen's. There's this thing that you can do. You know how if you stand with your feet apart, put your hands on your hips like Superman? If you stand like that for 2 minutes, it calls all your personal power back. So you might need to go in the bathroom and do that to take on whoever this person is. But you need to call them on it, because otherwise it'll whip back at you. That makes sense? Sorry about that. But hey, better to know and take action. All right, Emily. All right. Yours is the Dawn card, which is the new beginnings. Another new beginning. Dawn has a lot more light in it. The light is awakening. So what I'm feeling for you, sweetie, is that, a lot has been going on. A lot has been shifting and changing. You've been working through a bunch of things. But now is like the start of a new chapter, a start of a new part of your soul's journey. So sometimes it feels like you're coming out of the dark, but you're really stepping into the light. So again, look for all the synchronistic signs of new things coming, new light coming, new wonderful opportunities unfolding for you, because there are many available to you. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything more, but that's it. All right, sweetie. Lisa. All right. Your card is the Island. This is the Solitude card. So this is when we need to be in our own personal space. When the Island comes in, it's, you know, the first thing I see is cutting cords with, it's like, shh, cutting cords with other people's energy so that you are just in your energy. So make sure that you're grounding and releasing other people from you, first of all. Then in this place of solitude, what I'm feeling is, again, another time of reflection. And you've been overstimulated with other people's energy and with a lot of stimulation. I don't know whether it's technology or just a lot of people or a lot of busyness, but it's time for you to kind of detox from all of that. So find some time that you can carve into your schedule where it's just you and nature if possible. And if it's not possible to be out in nature, then, you're snuggled up with a blanket and a cup of tea and just really no distractions, no phone, no TV, no computer, maybe a good book, but it's just like you. And really, I feel more like you in your journal. So it's give yourself permission to not have to take care of everybody else for a while. And that their demands and their stuff can really overpower you. All right. We all need that one, Lisa. All right, Lynn. Jeez. For such a calm deck, it's a powerhouse tonight. So yours is the Lightning Power card. Whoosh, crash. So, there's, at the ocean, there is nothing like a lightning storm over the water. It is just magnified with all that fire and power, with all the raging water, is just something. So what this is, the lightning coming in is, for me, it usually means that you're getting hit by divine inspiration. It's like, boom, a lightning bolt to the head, like that aha moment, like this is what's happening. And as soon as you have that aha moment, boom, you're back in your personal power. Boom, you're back into who you are. You're aware and you're awake. So this kind of, it can often be like, a smack to the head, cosmic 2x4 kind of energy, but it's really calling you back to you. So do your best to stay really grounded, because lightning without a lightning rod is a little bit difficult to manage. So stay really grounded, because you're going to have all this inspiration, lots of emotional churning, but it's all meant to cleanse and purify you to get you back into your personal power. Woohoo! Ride that out. All right, Linda. Oh, sweet. You have the Gaia nurturing card. She's just loving you up. So Gaia is that Mother Earth card, and she is that Earth Mama. I in this card in particular, I feel like she kind of scoops you up with her arms and she cradles you and she holds that inner child within you and is giving you like kisses and hugs and attention and all those things that your inner child needs. So think about a child who's not feeling good or who's unhappy, and they want to be picked up and they want to be rocked and they want to be soothed. That's what you need to do for you. You need to soothe you. You need to nurture you. When was the last time you took yourself out on a date? Just you, nobody else. Have you gone to the movie, or have you gotten a massage, or have you gone to your favorite coffee shop and just sat and read a book with no expectations from anyone else? What nurtures your soul? And think about that mama energy swooping in with your inner child and really allowing her to feel seen, heard, and understood, because that's what she needs to help her calm her energy. And we all know when our inner child throws a tantrum, we throw a tantrum too, and it's not pretty. So call in that nurturing and get to it. And again, that's another one we all could use and all could hear. So thank you for sharing that. All right. Andrea, of course, my dear. Here's the waterfall card for you. Yay! The waterfall is effortless flow. Yay! It gently trickles down, it comes in, and we feel it and experience it. So allow the divine energy, allow your abundance, allow the manifestation to just come in like a waterfall. And what I'm seeing is one of those gentle ones, not Niagara Falls yet. We'll get you there someday. But right now, allow it to just go without resistance, that it can just be and it can just happen for you. And again, when those synchronicities happen, just say thank you. That's it. Just say thank you. It doesn't have to be hard. You know, there's a lot of falsities out there about the only way to get anything of value is to work hard. And that's a bunch of baloney, because when you're heart-centered and you simply ask, it can flow to you like that. So let it come in that effortless energy, and see how much you can be filled with gratitude around that. All right. Marie. Yay. I know what this means. You will too at some point. So you have the ceremony card and the invocation. So yeah. Sometimes when we're connecting to our true being, it helps to do ceremony. It helps to have a ritual. It helps to invoke in the four directions. It helps to call in the divine energy to be present. And the more we put sacred ceremony into who we are, the more a sacred being we become. So I have a feeling you might be learning how to do that in the next week or so. All right. Let's see who's next. Amy. Love the Milky Way card. Love, love, love this card. This is all about perspective. You know, we think our problems are so huge, but if we really pulled ourselves energetically out of the way, we would realize it's just this little tiny speck. And when we can get some perspective on what's going on and our problems, and they're not activating our base survival energy, then we can tap into the universe for solutions. Because what happens is when we're When we're down in the trenches, we can't see any possibilities. We get caught in, oh my God, this is going to happen, and and it's just this noisy place. But when we can pull our energy up into our heart, when we can pull our energy out into the galaxy and get some space between us and what's going on, and we can have some breath in our lungs to manage that, then it's just this tiny little thing that can be taken care of with ease. And before, when we were in it, it's washing over us, kind of like that tsunami. Interesting how we're having repeats here. All right, Cindy Lynn. Oh, this is great for you. Oh, never in desperate need. We're always here, especially with some fairies and earth magic. How perfect is that for you? All right. So what I'm hearing, and I know you have this ability to connect to the fairy realm. When was the last time you did? Because remember, they help us remember how to bring the magic into our lives. When we get caught in the dark energy, especially the dark energy of others, we forget our own spark, we forget our own light. But if we call on the fairy realm and ask them to brighten our energy, lighten our load, remember they come in and they bring joy and light and laughter. Laughter is a big one, and they can get silly. And if you're not careful, move your keys around. But call on the fairies to lighten the darkness that's around you. It's almost like you need a platoon of fairies, like lightning bugs, So they're filling all the dark spaces in the sky around you, so that you can actually see through to the light. So what I'm feeling is a lot of heavy energy over your heart and your third chakra right now. It's blocking your throat from self-expression. So what you need to do is find a way to tap into your higher heart, allow that to expand, allow that to open, allow it to connect to your ears and your crown so that you can hear fully the divine in your spiritual team. You can connect fully to that and allow that energy to open. And I also believe you're the one that I pulled something out of the side, and I think it was for you. Felt like a dagger. Somebody backstabbed you recently, because I pulled something out and it felt like it might be yours. So call in the fairies to remind you how to bring in the light. And remember that there's a really lovely fairy card deck, oracle deck, that Maureen Mann uses. I think it's a Doreen Virtue deck, if I'm not mistaken. And that she's nodding yes. All right, Joanne. Your card is the forest and the breath. And the forest card just reminds us that when we're out in nature, it's really important to breathe. And it's important in our life to breathe. We get caught up in doing. And then all of a sudden, it's like we've got no breath left in our lungs. So see how often you can take some deep breaths. And when we're not breathing, our energy body goes into survival mode and it starts to have stress, anxiety, and panic. But if we take nice, long, deep cleansing breaths, then that energy can't settle in. So remember, and this is for you, Cindy Lynn, too, if you're still listening, really focus on breathing long and slow. So breathe in for 5 counts and hold it for 5 counts and blow it out for 5 counts, and do that a few times and make room for even more light energy to come in, Because when we breathe in deeply, our heart has room to expand rather than contract. And it contracts when we're in the spinning of the darkness. All right? All right. And so now I have Neshi's card. This is for her and I think. Because this is the music card. It's harmony. Mm-hmm. So I think we need to sing and dance and play some music this weekend while I'm here. And I want her to drum. All right, you guys. So thank you for being here tonight for Soul Connections. I'm just giving you a heads up that I won't be doing card draws the next 2 Wednesdays, but I will be checking in with my peeps. I'm going to be in one airport or another on both of those days, and maybe even more than one airport or another. And maybe I'll just keep sending you Facebook updates of like the adventures of Polly Jo in Airport Land. Where's Polly Jo now? And maybe, the people who guess get a card draw on the fly. Who knows? We'll see, because my inner child wants to play with this a little bit. So with that, guys, remember I'll be on Ed Langen's show tomorrow at 4 for Life Wisdom with Ed Langen, and we're going to have some really cool spiritual conversation, and we'll probably talk with the guides, and maybe the Ancient One will chime in, because when I get too close to Ed's energy, he tends to channel the Ancient One. So how fun is that? Yeah, Neshi's surprised, but yeah, makes them all freaked out. It's fun. So I will see some of you tomorrow night and on Chakra Sessions on Tuesday at noon. Who knows what we'll be talking about? Something cool and exciting about your energy system. So see you guys later in Facebook land. Mwah.